What it do, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction video. This is 7 things normal in Sweden that would terrify most Americans. No, shit. I'm not scared of a lot of things. A lot of things don't terrify your boy, except for a lot of things. But we gonna see what Sweden doing that's so scary. Before we jump in, make sure you subscribe, guys. Read the notification, get a video a thumbs up, and drop a suggestion down in the comment section. What we working with here?
Hey guys, what's going on? Andrew coming at you, and this one I'm going to talk about 7 things normal in Sweden that would terrify most Americans. Let's get into it.
What you got for us?
Now, I want to explain that I realize that America is different and there's a lot of different things, but I still think this would shock most Americans. Some Americans would agree with some of the things that Sweden is doing. This video is mostly just for fun, and I'm going to try to keep most of my opinions out of this one if possible, and just speak on how I think most Americans would view these. And then you tell me what you think in the comments below. Let's get into it.
I'm going to tell you,
Number one
as you
has to
say
be
it.
like giving out your social security number here in Sweden. In Sweden, we have something called a personal number that you use for so many different things. And in the United States, we have a social security number that you use a handful of times of the year. And if somebody has your social security number or it gets out in the United States, the amount of fraud that someone can do, like open up a credit card in your name, a bank account, try to take out a loan or something, there's a lot of damage that they can do. But here in Sweden, when they use this personal number that you have or your social security number, it's usually linked to something called mobile bank ID, where you have to either use a thumbprint, a code, or like Face ID if you want to, in order to unlock certain things. And it's like super convenient when it comes to paying for things, for banking, logging into your bank details. And one thing I find here in Sweden is that we don't have anywhere near as much fraud as we have in the United States. And this would be something that I would think would terrify most Americans, giving out their social security number. Number 2.
Yeah, we just ain't giving it out at will. Not unless we need a job. We filing our taxes. Know what I'm saying? We're very important stuff. And then now what you mean we just get going and giving it out for everything? Just giving out your security? Oh yeah. Yeah, we ain't doing the outfit. Hey, I agree with you on that. Most Americans not having that.
Most Americans giving out their social security number. Number 2 has to be socialism. Or socialized medicine. I do think there's a lot of, obviously, half the country is interested in it. But there'll be a lot of people that would be nervous or scared of this because we often hear of all the horrors and the things that can happen. What I can say as an American that lives in Sweden is I would agree that I think that the United States is the best healthcare system in the world if you can afford it. But if you can't, then I think it's a massive problem and something where if you lose at the lottery of life and you get sick, you can be broke. Here in Sweden, we have publicly funded healthcare. Yes, sometimes it can take a long time unless it's like an emergency. But overall, in my personal experience of going through it, it really hasn't been that bad at all. And I've enjoyed it and I found it to be helpful. And then on top of that, it barely costs anything. It's like if you're getting medication and going to the doctor a lot, like for example, it's like $120 for medication is all you pay. After that, you pay no more. $120 for doctor visits. After that, you pay no more. It's roughly around that. It's incredible when you see the difference where healthcare can cost you thousands and thousands of dollars in the States. But like I said, some Americans...
You just pay that for the year? Like $120 medication for the year? Hold on. I'm in the wrong place.
Thousands of dollars in the States. But like I said, some Americans would just be afraid of this one. Number 3 has to be gas prices. Gas prices would terrify most Americans that drive every single day. I know there was the gas crisis that was happening in the States because they had to shut down an oil pump because of like a hack in the States. And a lot of people were talking to me about how insane gas prices were. And I was like, really? Well, you should come to Sweden. Because in Sweden, you're taxed for having a car. And on top of that, the gas prices are insane. It sometimes feels like it's like $4 or $5 for a gallon of gas. I'll try to put like what it is on here right up here so you guys can see it. So American.
We need that. They made the Teslas for Sweden. I'm convinced Elon ain't making for America. He made it for Sweden because I'm gonna need an electric car over there. Cause I'm not 580 per. You got me twisted. You got Yeah. We not rocking with
what
that.
it is on here right up here so you guys can see it.
Electric car
Most
Neal.
will be terrified of that, and on top of that, the sizes of the cars that we have. Because
Give me a
although
bike.
I see trucks and yeah, there are some bigger vehicles, some American vehicles you see. Most are tinier cars that are mostly fuel efficient, which makes a lot of sense. Our gas prices are high here in Sweden. Let's get to the next one. But first, our video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creators, exploring new skills, deepening existing passions, and get lost in creativity. You can take classes like photography, music, film and video, illustration. My Samba has been using Skillshare for over 2 years and is happy and loves it. I, for one, am excited to watch YouTube Success Script Shoot and Edit with MKBHD, Marcus Brownie, one of my favorite YouTubers, and it's so much fun and interesting to just see his process.
$5.80 per gallon. $5.80 per gallon, bro. Like
for learning, meaning there are no ads. There's always launching new premium classes, so you can stay focused.
Y'all got some roller skates, some roller blades you can give me, or
current world situation.
my 2 legs actually know. I need you to get some walks in. It'll motivate you to get more walks in. That's what it'll do.
Free trial of Skillshare, so you can start exploring your creativity today. Thanks again for Skillshare for sponsoring my video. I highly recommend it. Give it a try. I really love the service. The next one has to be gun laws in the United States. You know, in Sweden there are guns and you can go and shoot, but you really can't have like a loaded gun in your house. You can't have like an assault weapon, and the laws and restrictions in place are quite high. And a lot of Americans would see this as like restrictive of freedom and whatnot.
I swear to God.
But it's interesting because people still shoot, people still have guns, but we don't have like a necessarily big problem with, you know what, I'm not going to say, I don't want to get demonetized in Sweden. And I think a lot of Americans would see this as they could lose their freedom and everything else, but like, I don't know, I kind of feel like in today's society with the internet, with the power of people getting together, you don't necessarily need a firearm in that sense. But I understand also I was a hunter and I enjoyed it, so a lot of Americans would be terrified of this and not like it. The next one would have to be the current drug laws in Sweden with regards.
Most Americans would definitely be heated. They would not go for that for sure. They'd be all kind of first this, then it's gonna be martial law, blah 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 blah. He's right.
The next one would have to be the current drug laws in Sweden with regards to like MJ and other things. You know, Sweden has one of the harshest drug laws in the United States, and I really believe that most Americans would look at how Sweden does it as kind of being back in time, and that's just due to the fact that in the United States we dealt with the war on drugs, if you will, and we saw how destructive it was, where it made people that were suffering, who were addicted, into criminals, and didn't really help them get back into society. And on top of that, I kind of think most Americans think that MJ really isn't a big deal. It seems to help some people, and most Americans would look at how Sweden does it as kind of, like I said, being back in time, very...
How Sweden doing?
The next one would have to be taxes. Yes, we
it.
definitely get taxed higher in Sweden. You know, you go to purchase something, you're paying like a 25% tax. But the difference is, in the States, they add the tax like after you purchase it. And a lot of times when you buy stuff in Sweden, or when you buy stuff in Sweden, basically the tax is already included, so you don't always notice it so much. But the thing is, I would think that although Americans will be afraid of the high taxes, personally, I don't mind paying them because I feel like I actually see where they go, and I see that it goes to benefit other people. So, yeah, it's not so bad. But most Americans will be terrified of that. The last one would have to be like drink portions and food portions. Now, I find food portions in Sweden to be somewhat similar. If I go to a restaurant and grab a burger and fries, or I go out and eat, I don't feel like the American portions as opposed to the Swedish portions is so massively different. But the biggest difference has to be like the sizes of drinks. I remember when I first came to Sweden and they gave me like a little Coke like this, and you have to pay for a refill, and I was like, that is un-American, man. I mean...
I swear to God, you get free refills. You gonna give me some free refills.
And I was like, that is un-American, man. I need my refill. But anyway, in the States, you can, like, our small in the States is like your large. It's insane. You only notice it when you go back to the States, how big the drink sizes are. And it's interesting, too, because we have a lot of health problems in the States. And is that refill, those free refills we're giving, is Is that freedom worth the damage that it causes? I'm not going to give my personal opinion on this one, but
we want
I've gotten
it.
used to not drinking so much pop. I maybe drink pop like once a month now, and yeah, I feel pretty good. So maybe it's good that I laid off the pop. So I don't know what you guys think, but this one was a fun one for me to do. I'm curious what you guys think. If you're American watching this video, would you be terrified of these things? Would you like these things? If you're more conservative, why would you not like these things that are available in Sweden? Hey guys, thanks again for watching this video. Please write your comments below on what you think. I'm always open to different ideas and different perspectives. And I will see you guys in the next video.
Some of it's just them gas prices that really got me. Everything else, doesn't sound too terrible. But them get $5.80 per gallon. That's what's because I'm just getting almost about $3.20, $3.30 per gallon over here, and I'm like, it's a problem. Most Americans are like, this is a problem. So to get to $5.80, we're not driving anymore. I'm just not. I'm getting a bike or I'm getting an electric car. That's the only options. Well, everything else wasn't too bad. Wasn't too drastic. And I do want my free refills. But that was dope. I said, no, Sweden don't sound too bad, though. Sweden. But that's all we got for this. So if you guys got a favorite suggestion, drop it in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell, get a video a thumbs up. It's your boy D Neal out of here.